So before I start the video, I want to go ahead and give a shout out to my boy Chris Drum. I really appreciate everything you did for me, bro. If you guys wouldn't mind, please go ahead and check him out on SoundCloud. I'll leave a link in the description there, so please go ahead and check him out. Thank you, and please enjoy the video. Hey guys, it's Eddie again, and today I want to give you guys a comparison of union versus non-union. Now, this isn't a one is better than the other video, it's just a comparison from my perspective, as fair as I can be. So with that being said, let's get into it. Now, the first thing is what everybody talks about, and it's the pay. Now, union is going to make more money. Generally speaking, just depends on the union presence. If the union presence is non-existent or very poor, then probably not going to see very good wages or very much work. Now, that being said, the next thing is benefits. So the union has a package that non-union really doesn't want to touch. So if benefits and money are what you're in it for, I would definitely recommend being union. With that being said, that doesn't mean you can't get a good benefits package non-union. You're just going to have to be able to negotiate that and know what you're worth. So the next thing is tools. Now, in the union, you get a tool list. You don't have to provide anything past that, and in fact, it's discouraged. So non-union has kind of the opposite approach. You have to provide pretty much everything. They're, benders or really big tools, like a bandsaw is generally covered by the company, or hydraulic benders, things that you wouldn't really own. But like a drill, a sawzall, those are generally going to be expected of you. And if you bring more, then they're more ecstatic about it. The next thing I want to talk about is conditions. So the union generally has better conditions. They negotiate it in all of their contracts. That's not to say that all non-union contracts are scabby or, dangerous or risky, but some of them are. So you definitely want to make sure that the contractor you're working for has a very good reputation for safety. This can go either way, if you want to be union or non-union, but if it's super important to you, I would definitely go union, just for the fact that you have a lot more behind you. It's not just you arguing about your safety. You have other people that can hear you out and argue with you. So the next point is schooling. Again, the union takes the coin here. They've got their own schooling, and it's probably the best education you can get. The non-union side has a bunch of different training programs and apprenticeships and whatnot. Some of them are good. It's not necessarily the actual organization, but the local organization itself and the teachers in that building. So you could have good and bad teachers in both, but generally speaking, you're going to get a better education union. You're also going to have to pay for it yourself as a non-union electrician or apprentice. So that's another thing you have to keep in mind. Whereas the union, it's kind of built in. It's not really as expensive. That's for sure. So another thing is the time to card out. So in the union world, it takes 5 years. It's 5 years at, I believe, 1,800 hours a year. Whereas the 4-year program is for non-union, and that's only 2,000. That's 2,000 hours a year. Sorry. If you want to get the license soon, non-union would be the route to go. That's not to say that it's a bad way to do it. You can definitely learn a lot of good things from people in the non-union world. I've worked with people that used to be union, and they just prefer non-union. Everybody has their reasons, and I wouldn't necessarily say that there's any real way to say that one person should or should not be union. I think that's that's something you got to decide yourself. The next thing I want to talk about is camaraderie. So in the union, you got the brotherhood. You know, I mean, you guys stand together. Sure, you're going to have the guys that you don't really get along with, but for the most part, you guys stand together. In the non-union world, not so much. It's kind of a dog-eat-dog world. You can definitely make friends, but I definitely wouldn't expect any sort of respect or friendliness or any sort of anything really. People in the non-union world just want to be themselves, and sometimes they're just not very good people. Everybody deserves respect. I'm just saying that some people don't. That's just not who they are, and some companies put up with it. So yeah, the next thing is going to be personalism with the company and the boss owner. Man, there. So, thing is, the union is very much a structure of employees and companies. So you don't really work for the company. You work for the union, and you're being contracted out to the company. So you don't really. I mean, it's not really a FaceTime type of company. You know, you're not really. There's no point. I mean, there are definitely people that stay on with companies for years, but I mean, you're not really going to get a whole lot of personalism. In the non-union world, you might even be having beers with your boss on the weekends. You never know. I've definitely liked to be a little more of a friendly and open with my bosses. It's just a little bit easier on me, I guess. If I just treat them like another person, I don't have to feel like I'm walking on eggshells every time they're around. So, the next thing I want to talk about is variety. The union world, has the scope, man. If you want to be doing all the cool stuff or all the good paying stuff or cushy stuff, it's union. For one reason or another, it's union. Guaranteed. And if it's not, jump on it. In the non-union world, we get a lot of the basic stuff. So it's kind of hard to find and get into that kind of work, whatever it is, really. You know, if you like doing residential, if you like doing offices, if you like doing TI restaurants, like absolutely, that's everywhere. But if you want to be doing the cool big boy stuff, refineries around here, at least, all union. A lot of the hospital type work is union. So with that being said, let's go to the next point, and that's going to be the control over your education and tasks at work. So with the apprenticeship and the union, you take a job. You're not allowed to decline, and you're not allowed to quit. Otherwise, you're quitting the apprenticeship. So if you get put in a job that's a year and they want you to put plugs in for that year, that's what you're doing. The assembly line status things usually, I get it. It's streamlined, get it done fast, get it done quick, but that's not really what I'm into. I don't like doing the same thing over and over and over, and it's monotonous. It's why I quit doing fast food. So I'm not really trying to. It's why I stopped doing track houses. It's not fun. I like variety. I like to think, and so that's the cool thing about non-union is typically you'll be doing everything around that, and sometimes. Around your installations, and sometimes it includes a little bit of another trade, but who cares? Doing a little bit of framing is pretty cool. Doing a little bit of ducting is pretty cool. I don't run, brand new ducts or anything. I'm just talking like, retrofitting fans and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's pretty cool being a jack of a few different trades and understanding them and being able to do them versus requiring somebody else to come in and do it for me, especially because sometimes it's just easier and I can get a better end product if I do it myself. So that's the biggest thing for me. So that was my comparison of union versus non-union, and I'd appreciate if you guys would leave me some feedback. Go ahead and ask me some questions if you guys want some clarification. Let me know if you guys disagree with anything. Thank you very much for watching my video, and I hope you guys have a good day. Bye.